Tutoriales de EnglishConnect. Cómo sacar el máximo provecho de EnglishConnect. Uso del inglés. Conectar unidades y lecciones con el Elder y la hermana Sutner. Guadalajara. Misión. Si usted no habla inglés, debe estudiar al servir como misionero, ya que será para usted una bendición en su misión y en el resto de su vida. El aprendizaje del inglés le permitirá ayudar a edificar el reino del Señor de formas adicionales y será una bendición para usted y para su familia. Memorice el vocabulario y use tarjetas de memorización durante todo el día para recordar lo que memorizó con su compañero.
Okay, EnglishConnect 2, Lesson 9. Where did you grow up? I grew up on a playground.
Do you want me to touch it?
Yeah, go ahead, see what he said.
Yuna, where did you grow up?
I'm from Utah. Have you heard of Orem, Sam?
Hey,
Yes.
that's where our kids live.
Where in Orem?
My house was next to a big park, and there was a school across the street. But later we moved. How about you, Sam?
I don't remember much about my house when I was younger, but we lived near a grocery store. So, Yuna, what were you like when you were little?
I was actually kind of shy, mostly well behaved. I had a lot of friends, though.
All right. So we're going to skip through the rest. Go ahead. We're going to see that broken out. Just touch one to make sure it's valid. Click, 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 click.
Yes. Where in
Okay,
Orem?
that's good. It'll be good. Go to the next one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. Yuna, where did you grow up? I'm from Utah. Have you heard of Orem, Sam? Yes. Where in Orem? My house was next to a big park and there was a school across the street, but later we moved. How about you, Sam? I don't remember much about my house when I was younger, but we lived near a grocery store. So, what were you like when you were little? I was actually kind of shy, mostly well behaved. I had a lot of friends though. Okay. And we're going to talk about these words, write the missing words. Next to, were, grow, there was, shy, was, had, and near. The only blue moon. My house was next to a big park. Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
What the heck was that? There was a school across the street. I don't remember how much my house when I was younger. Okay. Got to answer them. Got to answer. Next to where the street goes. We lived next to a grocery store. So what were you like when you were little? She's going to type them in. I'm just going to read those words. Next to, were, grow, there was, shy, was, had, and near. Okay? I was actually kind of shy, mostly well behaved. I had a lot of friends. Okay? We live near a grocery store. What do you think? Oh, it says it right there. Yeah. Near a grocery store. All right. So they're teaching you how to write. Okay. What was across the street from Yuna's house? Across the street was a park and a school. Or just... what was Yuna like when she was a child? She's shy. Where was the park? Across the street. I think. Yeah, I see that one. It's not. It's a school. You get the top one there. There you go. Yeah. Okay, study the chart. There was and there were. There was a dog. There was a school. There was a house. That's singular verbs. There was. Now we're going to switch that from singular words like dog, school, house, man, dog, kid, car, to many of those, okay? Throw an S at the end of them. There were many dogs. There were schools. There were 2 houses. Okay? That's the there was, there were. Blank, there were a lot of dogs in my neighborhood. That happens here. There are a lot of dogs here. They run like that in packs. Okay, there was a lake next to my house. There was a lake next to my house. There were. Okay, there was a green park. There was a big green park across the street from my house. There was, let's see, a dog. There was a school. There was a house. There were many dogs. There were schools. There were 2 houses. There were 2 playgrounds close to my building. There were 2 playgrounds close to my building. There was a dog. There was a school. There was a house. There were many dogs. There were schools. There were 2 houses. There was a school on my street. Read the sentence between that. Okay, there was a dog. There was a school. There was a house. There were many dogs. There were schools. There were 2 houses. There were tall trees in my neighborhood. And I'm trying to say it over and over so it sounds right. There was a dog. There was a school. There was a house. There were many dogs. There were schools. There were 2 houses. There were several tall buildings not far from where I lived. Oh, there was. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, right. There were. There were several tall buildings not from where I lived. Right. These sentences were, there was a dog. There was a school. There was a house. There were many dogs. There were schools. There were 2 houses. There was a market far from where we lived. Wow. We have that right by where we live. In Tisapan. There was a dog. There was a school. There was a house. There were many dogs. There were schools. There were 2 houses. There was a white gate. There were 4 windows on the front of the house. There were 2 tall plants by the door. Cute little house.
Use 3 sentences to describe the picture.
Go ahead. We don't need to. All right, what are you going to put in there? There was a dog. Okay, look at the picture. Describe the picture in 3 complete sentences using there was, there were. There was a tree, period. There was a street. Oh, you got to use the things in there. There was 1 tall tree in front of the house. That looks like someplace in Peru. There was a statue by the door. And a good-looking statue of that. I'm not sure what it is, like a soldier or something. There was a dog. We can say, what is there? There were 2 houses. There was a red house next to a white house next door. Okay, what do you say that? There were 2 houses. There were a lot of rock. There was 2. Okay, we're going to say, what are we going to say? There were 2 houses. There was the ocean close by. I was, you, we, they were. And just well-behaved, athletic. Okay, the past tense be and have. Okay, so this is going to be not the be and have, is had and was. Okay, I was well-behaved. I was athletic. You were well-behaved. You were athletic. He, she, or it was in front of the house. He, she was near the park. Okay? That's the be. Here's the have. I had a dog. I had a lot of friends. We had a big house. They had a big house. He had a small car. She had a small car. She had passed. Had was ser. Tiene. Tuvo. Tuvieron. Answer the question in a complete sentence. Use the words and pictures given. Example, what was your cousin like as a child? He was fast. He was a blaze. This kid could move out.
He was athletic.
He was athletic.
That's the word they want.
That's the word they want.
They want
Silly.
here.
They were silly. I don't even know about that word. Did you see that word silly anywhere?
It's right there.
No. I know before this. What were you and your sister like as children? We were silly. Mean. What was your brother like as a child? He was mean. He was one mean boy. He just mean. Yeah, well, That's parenting. That's called parenting. Happy. What were you like as a teenager? Happy. I was happy, happy, happy. He was happy. What were you like as a child? Shy? Shy. I was so shy. Strict. What were your parents like? Strict. They were stricter and strict. What were your parents like? Okay, Rama had a job washing cars. He had a guitar. Rama also had a wooden house. He has a car. He has a wooden house. He has a family, if that's his family. I don't know. They wash the car. They maintain the house. They play the violin. They have a guitar. They have a nice backyard, and they have a dog. What we're talking about here are the car, the wooden house, and the guitar. Okay? Try again later. I'm at a job, so you got to get that one. You got to get the guitar. Did they read and choose the pictures? You got the guitar down there in the bottom left, bottom right rather. You got the house, wooden house up there in the top middle. You got the car to the left of that one.
This car?
Yeah. And probably that wooden house in the middle. What do you got? Boom! Bonanza. All right, read and choose the pictures to show what the person had growing up. Choose 3. Sonia's family had a small yellow car. Her family had a small yard with some plants. They also had a small dog named Rufus. The small dog, Rufus, played in the backyard, and when he didn't, he was being chased by the car. Enos had a pink house and a red roof. She had a violin. She had a lot of friends, too. Top right would be lots of friends. Violin right be under there. And where's that pink house? I don't see a pink house. Okay, Marco. What was true about Marco and where he grew up? Choose all that are correct. Okay, roll it up a little bit. Let me tell you what it is. Okay, it was Marco grew up in a city. Just go with me for a minute. Grew up in a city, and he was a shy boy. Okay, let's see what happens. I get any of them right? No. Try again. I don't know if you can do it that way.
I think you have to listen to that.
Doggone it. Ah!
Marco grew up in a busy city.
Okay, in the city.
His family had a house in a lively neighborhood. There was a park in front of his house.
Okay, you got the city and the
He
house.
was funny and outgoing.
And he was outgoing.
He had a friend named Andre.
Well, I think it's impressive how everyone I got was wrong. Whoa, my clairvoyance is shot. What was true?
Amita had an apartment in a city. The neighborhood wasn't safe at night. Amita's apartment
Dangerous.
was far from her school. She was brave and very careful when she went to school.
So which one did I get wrong? Oh, this one's wrong because she was very brave.
Oh, yeah, she was very brave, yeah. Listen to the sentence about each person, then answer the questions. Choose all that are correct. Isaac. What was true about Isaac and where he grew
Isaac's
up?
family had a house. The house had a fence and a black gate. The house was near the market.
Top.
Isaac was helpful when his dad would go to the market.
You live close to the market, then say across the street. Helpful at the market.
There you go. Man, you're crushing it, Mindy. You're like really good at taking tests. What's true about Bisa and where she grew up? Choose all correct.
Bisa grew up in a small village. Her house was made of wood and was small. Her village was next to the ocean. Bisa was wild and often disobedient as a child.
This will be top 3 down. There you go. See how I help you?
Mm-hmm. You're a good helper.
I'm her helper. Now, David.
David grew up in a town close to a big city. There was a bus station across from his house. He was energetic
All the way to the
and
bottom.
athletic when he was younger.
Skip the
He played a lot of sports.
He grew up in a town close to a big city, so this one?
Yeah. Boom. You are like really a good listener. What was true about Anna and where she grew up? She's all correct.
Anna grew up in a small city. She was shy when she was little. She had one friend who lived close to her. Her house was close to a big store, but her neighborhood was quiet and calm.
How can it be quiet and calm? It's next to a big store. Store is relative. Big store is relative. What did Amita have when she was growing up? She had I don't know.
A bird, a bike, and a condo.
Oh, she had a bird, a bike, and a condo. Okay, bird, a bike, and a condo. Bird and a bike. Example, she had a green bird. She also had a bicycle, and her family had an apartment. What did Bisa have when she was little? She had siblings, chickens, and toys. Chickens and toys. Okay. All right, that
Si realmente desea asistir a las universidades presentadas en este programa, puede lograr ese objetivo de hábitos diarios de estudio continuo que incluya en su misión los requisitos. El capítulo 7 del nuevo Predicad mi Evangelio es específico en el requisito de que aquellos misioneros que utilicen esta misión para edificar una sólida red de miembros y compañeros sean bendecidos por la presencia constante de experiencias impulsadas por la educación. No dejes que esta misión se quede corta en todo lo que puede ser orar, estudiar, aprovechar las bendiciones del don de lenguas y Dios bendecirá tus esfuerzos con éxito aquí y después de tu misión. Tú eres el amo de tu futuro siempre y cuando sigas las impresiones del Señor.